right, so it's like a cup of coffee. It's Jason.
And this is
Bailey's back. Look at this. It's a magical Tuesday, and it's Tuesday. So we've
Tuesday.
we're coming strong. This is a busy day. Busy day. So I feel like it's back to back. Have some great people coming on the podcast. I have Walter Bond coming on the podcast today.
Really awesome.
Who I didn't even tell you because so many things have been happening.
Wow.
And we live under the same roof, but sometimes there's so much going on that we don't. But
what are you gonna do?
The kids started a new group learning with a teacher. I guess we'll call her today. So that's fun to put in the mix. But we really want to dive in that, and talk about just right now, because there is a ton of stuff that's not fun going on, and a ton of stuff where people are struggling. There's just all around, but we have to look right now at ourselves and just find what is great, right? Because we're only going to be able to help others finding what's great, and that's going to start with us, right? So we win first daily against ourselves, right? So me setting up parameters with myself, my life, and what I'm doing, that is ultimately helping me succeed for the rest of the day. It's that I'm going to get up at a certain time. I'm not going to let myself hit the snooze alarm. I'm not going to let myself lose the first thing out of bed. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do my exercise in the morning. I'm going to run. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to start with winning attitudes and winning modes. And when I do that, and I do that consistently, when my mind starts understanding that this is time to win. This is not time to give myself, we'll try this next week or next day. Because I've been there. I've been there where I constantly was telling myself either I'm too old to get started or it's too, I can do this next week. And I put it off because I haven't found the ways to really build wins in my day. So we are having lots of kiddos coming in here visiting today. So hi, Lily. So, yes, this is life with kiddos, but it's wonderful. Our youngest just graduated kindergarten. There's a lot of you out there who have your kids, and of course, we wished it would have been, having it with the kids, but it's not, right? So we can reflect back and say, oh, what was us? What was him? What was other points? Or we could just celebrate it for what it is. It's a great accomplishment and a great mile marker and a great step up in their life to really go forward and to be their best self. And really growing with ourselves is that now we want to find what we can do in our day, what we can do daily to win, what we can do daily to say, okay, maybe the world seems upside down today, but I have to find ways that I can put out good, because the change is going to happen with me first. And it's one of those points where if we're not being our best, then how can we expect it of others? How can we expect others to be great first, right? You can't ask for someone else to be the better version of themselves if we're not first putting that forward. And ultimately, our actions and what we're doing is going to set the narrative, right? It's going to set the narrative. And we have that ability to transform ourselves, to become something else. We don't have to be stuck in a pattern that maybe we're used to, that maybe has grown on us.
I was just waving to everybody that's on the phone up there. I have a lot to say on this matter, because it's always everything that's happening in the world. Like in COVID, we went through COVID, and now with what happened to George Floyd and the reaction to that. I mean, let's be honest, we're in a situation, America is in pain, and we can either be a part of the solution or we can feed the pain. So which side of the coin are you going to be on?
Let's say America, right? I think what happens is that we find problems to where when I say, like, the news puts stuff out that of course makes everything look bad. But if you look at everyone as a whole, everybody's great. I mean, there's 99.9% of people in this country are awesome people. We're all awesome people. And then there's a select few who are not. And I don't want to focus on the select few. I want to focus on everyone else around us who's great, who's a good person, just trying to have a good life. And that's what each of us should focus on, instead of saying, oh, we'll let the news do this or that, or, depending on what you're doing, they can push a narrative. Well, let's stop. Let's look at just goodness.
Yeah, and I mean, what I was going to say past that was that, like I said, you can either be a part of the solution or you cannot. And what are you going to show the world? That you were finding ways to put out kindness, to put out light, to put out education, or were you not? So it's sort of like, I mean, honestly, I am so bewildered is not the right word. It's just sometimes I'm at a loss for words at some of the stuff that I see online these days. And the front that people are putting up can be a little disheartening, but like Jason said, we're going to focus on the good. So how can we be better? How can we be good? One actual step that I can think of is that start supporting those charities that you know your money will go to work directly, whether it's to feed children, whether it is No Kid Hungry, for instance. We've donated to them before. Whether it is, and Bill Allen, I always forget the name of this group. Bill Allen puts his name. It's
Underground, and I don't remember the rest of it.
And it helps. It helps. It's a group that goes and finds those that are trafficking humans and stops them. Yeah. So find those things that will up-level the world as a whole instead of bringing it down.
Yeah, and can we look at causes within ourselves and others that can have drastic effects, right? Because we control it, right? So today, if you say, I am going to change my path, well, it's not only you that's going to change. It's going to be you, everyone around you, everyone that's associated with you, because you've now made that decision. So they either have the fact to get on board and learn from it. And if they do now, that not only helps them, but it helps their family. It helps generations. And you now can be in charge of changing the generational path of your future. And this isn't overnight. Like I don't click my fingers and ultimately I have, I don't know, whatever it is you want, the house you want, the education you want, the level of success, the level of fitness. No, but your mental state to say that I'm going to make change today to find betterment in my life, in my situation, that is absolutely key to moving forward.
What's 579 plus 810?
Wow. 1,389. This is my day of getting grilled with math skills from my son. So this is daily, and he's getting more and more intense with these math skills here. And,
he's looking at division.
Yeah, so he's pushing on the division. Right, so, but that part, okay, great. So let's put it in there. Let's talk about barter and trade. Let's talk to him about how you can go out there and find ways to help improve others. So you can provide value, and with value, you get service back. And so looking at that, and where can we teach that to kids? Where maybe if they were at school, they're not gonna get taught, just the common thing of the way that basic economics, like how cash flows in and out, why that's important, why that's of service, and how to be responsible for what they're doing. So what can we look like here? Because we all do good things, and then we all do things that we could probably improve. Now, if it's something there that you're not great at, I don't know, math. Well, we have an iPhone, right? The kids, teachers told us forever we're never going to have a calculator in our pocket. Well, we do. So I wouldn't go out there and study for days just to, make myself great at math. Well, but I'd focus on where I can improve other things that can align, right? So I'd put more of my energy to create goodness for what I can do and what I can be. And then, okay, some of these other points, maybe I need to get more fluent in them and research them or read on them. But I'm not going to spend all my time because I need to be a great mathematician if I'm really good at experimenting and helping to find solutions in other angles. I may double down on that, but how can I do that? That's not only benefiting me, but what does it do to benefit others?
So like you said before, I mean, for Jason and I, we think the world innately is a good place, filled with good people. There are those bad people that bring us all down, but for the most part, I think everybody has a good heart, whether or not they see, and we all see things differently. I mean, that's how it's going to be. But no matter what, like for me, I want to put out as much goodness and as much aloha. That is my theme. That is who I am. It's in my name. My entire name is Pili Aloha. So why not use it? So how can we?
I was going to say, can you tell people what Pili Aloha means? Because most people probably don't know that.
Oh, okay. So Pili Aloha. Pili means close. Sometimes it can mean sticky, but in my case, it means close. means close. And love has so many meanings. I mean, for everybody that thinks, wait a minute, your name is close hello. And I've gotten that before. Aloha. Aloha can mean hello and goodbye. It can mean love. It can mean everything that is kindness, everything that is good, everything that is amazing. Like think about the word love and all it entails, and that is aloha. And when you say aloha as a greeting, you're basically putting that out into the world. So if I come up to you and I'm like, hey, aloha, I'm just like love in all its form. So my name, Pili Aloha, means close love. So it's that love that you hold close and you hold dear. It's also the Hawaiian word for friendship. So I'm trying my best and my utmost daily to embody that name that my mother gave to me. And I feel that the world needs it right now. The world needs more friendship. It needs more kindness. And it needs people to come from that that side of whatever to really instill in people. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to like act with kindness. It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. But sometimes when I like look online and I see such pain, and I'm just like, that's why I just don't want to watch the news anymore. I want to look at history and see how we can learn from it. I want to look at the facts and see how we can act upon them. But there's so much on both sides. I mean, really, on both sides, there's so much misconstruction of the truth that we as a human race need to look at what's happening right now. And we need to educate ourselves correctly and then take the steps forward.
So I was thinking about just the use of name, right? And so thinking about name, we can all do that, right? So we all were given a name for some reason by someone. Something stood out at that moment when we were born that generated that name, right? So Jason means healer, right? So looking at that point, that's what was brought out of that name. So is that something where my name still carries through? And if not, that's fine, because we all change at that point, and it's hard that you can make a decision with a child at birth to say, okay, this is the name, but this is the moment and the expression of the name. So if you look at that and you look at that name and say, well, maybe I forgot what my name actually meant to me. And maybe I can look back at that root cause and look at that and say, okay, am I being true to what those words mean? And do I like those words, or do I need to change the narrative? Okay, because now I've expanded upon myself. So looking there, there's a lot we can do to continue to grow upon ourselves. We should never stop learning. And, I did that same thing, right? I was like, I'm not going to read anymore. I'm not going to read books. But I've left myself dry. I did this years ago, where if you're not reading, like there's so many things that have been learned by others that are now exposed just before the age of social media. We were just physical books where you have the ability to learn from the readings of so many other great people who have had to figure it out. So why not see how they figured it out? And maybe they were limited by their resources at that time, but now you can see what they're doing, can expand on what they've done and help continue to push that narrative forward, right? Because each year there's millions of us that are born and millions of us that are dying. And really, for that point, if you look at that, what is the effect that's having on society, and where do we play into that whole ecosystem?
So we are coming up on 15 minutes.
Right there, we remembered. So what are you doing for your workout today?
So I've already run, but I took a while, and I almost missed our nanny coming in. So I didn't get to do my push-ups yet. So I'm going to do my run. I'm going to do 50 push-ups. And then for our afternoon workout, I mean, unless you have something else planned, I was going to do 50 sit-ups and 50 something else and 50 of something else and 50 of something else, which I have not decided yet.
Cool.
But anything that works up to 45 minutes.
Yeah, I knocked out my 6 mile run. That gets me about my 45 minutes, which has been pretty good moving on that one. So I've been doing that, which has been a nice rotation. I usually do in the morning. And then on that point for 75 hard, we'll come up for the different workout. Yesterday we did a weighted run, kettlebells. What do we do? Weighted run and kettlebells in rotation.
Kettlebells and like just running in rotation. We did 6 rounds. 6
rounds, and it's on and off, which is pretty good with the kids, because you go, I go, works pretty well, because we can always have an eye playing zone defense on the kids, which we've come accustomed to. But as we grow into that, let's transition into talking about masterminds, because we have I think it can be really a few good ways that you can source what can be a great mastermind. And a mastermind doesn't have to be something paid. You can create your own mastermind. You can become with like-minded people. But if you're sourcing a mastermind, here are, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways that you can look at a mastermind today and say, okay, this is something I want to be a part of.
So the first thing that you could do is talk with current members. Get into whatever a lot of these memberships will have like a free platform that you can enter into, or go to their Facebook pages and enter in there, ask questions, and ask them if they don't have that many members on their pages, ask them, oh, can I talk to some of your current members or some of your past members? So talk to those members, find out the good, the bad, the ugly, and make a decision past then.
Yeah. Next one is, of course, talk to the person who's running it. And so sometimes as bigger these are, and there's some great ones that are massive, you're going to get hit with the salesperson first. And they have a narrative, right? They're making their commission, they're making whatever their fee is based on their sales. So although they may fully believe in the process, well, they may not be running the actual mastermind. So you want to speak to the people that are directly in charge of basically running with the ball, right? Because you want to make sure that you connect, that like-minded, and they have philosophies that you believe in and want to push forward to learn and engage more in.
See what social media says. So back to
that's number 3.
Yes, number 3. Back to what Jason said about talking to the leadership of the group. Go into podcasts, research podcasts that they might have, or podcasts that they have been on, so you can learn more about them from the view of somebody else that's interviewing them. Go to Google, look them up. They should have, you're going to have a plethora probably of good things that people say about the masterminds, but dig a little deeper, find those 3 and 4 star reviews and see what they have to say, because they'll kind of give you like a more even ground of what this mastermind has to offer.
Awesome. And so number 4, of course, this is after you've already engaged in a mastermind. Don't be afraid to pivot. Right. So you may find you get in there, don't feel obliged that, okay, I'm into it and it's just not right. Well, then move to a different one. Right. So, give it time to allow it to really get into it and make sure your point. But if it's not fitting and you're not growing and it's not giving you what you need to just be the next stage in your life, well, move on. And sometimes it does. Right. It gives you everything you need. But there's a certain point where it caps. Right. At that point, you have to continue to move on too. Right. We all grow. So as you get what you need from it, continue to expand. And from that, look where you can expand as well.
So number 5,
Yep.
The key to mastermind. He's my math genius. I can't even count. The key to masterminding. So chances are, if you jumped into a mastermind, you paid a good amount of money to be there. And even if you didn't, there's a key rule. You need to give value, not only take. So when you jump in there, learn, be a part of the conversation, integrate yourself into the mastermind, and get as much as you can from the mastermind, but give something in return. You have something to give. Even if you're a beginner, you have something to give. You're a whole person and you have something. Yeah. Put it out there. Let them know how you can help, how you can assist.
We're never as new as we thought we were. We're generally only a step behind or a step above everyone else. And I can go in all different ways. So if you think, I don't want to put in my impact, I don't want to look stupid. No, you have to ask that question, right? So I was listening to something, they were like, I had the ability to ask this person this question. And it may look stupid, but I'm never going to be in front of this person again. So why not ask that question? Because not only did I want to know it, but probably if I wanted to know it, the listeners want to know it too, right? So if I don't have that point, I'm going to say, man, I wish I asked that question. I just didn't want to look silly. So what? You're potentially never going to see this person again. And you at least got that question across, even if it was the simplest question. Because, and you asking that question, I guarantee there's probably another 5, 10, 20 people in that room that were like, man, I didn't want to ask that question. I'm glad someone did. And now everybody's being helped because you've just said, okay, I'm not going to sit there and say, no, I'm going to go out there and ask the question because that's a question that needs to be said.
So if you liked what you heard today, please subscribe, rate and review, subscribe.
Yeah, we're on a path to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We had 100 something last month, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. So we'd love to you to be one of the next 100, and whoever is that 1,000 subscriber, we're going to give away. We're still trying to work what that is. Didn't tell people what that is yet, so we might give away a free kid to watch for a day. So we'll see how that goes. No, we won't do that. So you can subscribe. We promise not to bring kids over for you to watch. Do we promise? Yeah.
No, that's not.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So it is Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great, great, great rest of your day.
So grateful. Thank you.
And I remembered.